when I finally heard it, that is where everything is, that's where life is, that shook my world. It was like, holy cow, am I willing to admit that that's how it is, right? Because that it's not how I think it is, it's not how I want it to be, it's how it is, which makes all the difference in the world. If I'm willing to admit that to myself, am I willing to be honest with myself to go, okay, it's not how I think it is how it is. And then the mind starts to quiet down. And all this other understanding, quote unquote, about how thought works and what is, um, our identities are made of thought, our opinions are made of thought, our beliefs are made of thought, everything we interpret is made of thought. It starts to make sense that all of that is actually not real in the true sense. It's real for us, maybe individually, but it's not real. So that makes a huge impact in how we are going to approach life. Like, how are we interacting with life? You hear some background noise probably right now? No? Okay. Um, so I'll share with you how it showed up for me very, very quickly. And again, just a reminder, this is just a recap. So I don't want to go too much in depth. Obviously, we did that last week. But very, very quickly, in the most simplest way, it is to see that there is a space between thoughts, right? There's a space between words. That space is presence. It's nowhere to reach, it's nowhere to discover. It's like you just shift your gaze from words and concepts and opinions and beliefs and identities to the space that's between, because all of it has space between it. And that space is presence. And you get present to that space, and then your mind quiets down automatically, as you are not so focused on perpetuating all these thought created projections that are showing up in the mind. And then that is fertile soil for wisdom and intelligence to speak, to guide, to mentor us, to assist us, to protect us. That's where it happens. It's not going to happen in our conceptual mind. It's not going to happen in our continuous dialogue and narrative about how we think life is and how it's supposed to be and how we want it to be. It's in the space between. And that's the simplicity I'm pointing to, because it was mind-blowing for me to go, whoa, that's it? Yeah, that really is it. Get present to the space, and you're present to life. And you're meeting life with life. You're meeting life outside of you with the life force inside of you. You're not meeting life outside of you with layered concepts about how you think it is and how it's supposed to be and so on. And that's a game changer, honestly. It's a complete game changer. You have more energy, you have more clarity, you have less distortions, meaning less conflict, you have more understanding, you have more love, you have more beauty available, less confusion, all things settle as they're supposed to by us just getting present. And we start picking things up from the present moment that we wouldn't if we are to layer it with our thinking. So that's the power of presence. It's like you just get present. You'll pick things up that you would never would if you were to try and analyze whatever you're looking at, or you're trying to evaluate or assess whatever you're looking at. You're bringing your highly educated self to the present moment. You're missing the intelligence that's available. Whereas if you notice the space between your thoughts, between words, between concepts, opinions, beliefs, that space is presence. You become present, you be present, and you start picking things up from that in a very simple way. And honestly, I know I say this about everything, but it's continuous. Like, I'm a continuous student of it, because it's something that's so fresh and so alive in the moment You're continuously learning what else is on offer on the table if you are just willing to be present. So I really encourage you to go away with that in your own way, whatever you hear from that, whatever you hear from the last session around presence, and experiment with it in your own world, in your own life, in little light-hearted ways. With my one-to-one clients, usually I'm working with these CEOs that are really caught up, right? There's a heavy thinking because they have all these responsibilities. And I usually tell them, go and experiment with this with your kids. Start off experimenting in lighthearted ways with your kids. Just observe them. They're present. What are they picking up from the present moment? Because they'll teach us how to be present. Animals teach us how to be present.